Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is the Smartest Dumb People, and I am the host, Anthony That Dude Johnson. And to my left, I have Mr. Shabazz himself. And to my right, I have the lovely lady, the first lady, Miss Maxwell, Treese Maxwell. We got a lot to talk about. We trying to wait for everybody to get in here. We started late, a little late, because that's what happens when you add a female to the cast. She's running late. She's still doing her makeup and shit like that. So let's go in. We got a lot to talk about. Like I said, if you've been watching our post all week, because we all been posting it all week, what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about B. Simone and her lovely post about a woman trying to manifest a man. So, or love. So what we're going to do is, we got a little added feature today. We're going to actually show the video so everybody can see what we're talking about. And we'll go from there. So we actually got the video. We're going to play it in the background. You should be able to hear it. Our mic quality is pretty good. We're going to play the video just for everybody to hear it. Let's see here. I don't want it too loud. Here we go.
Well, manifesting love. But here's the little challenge. We got all these things we want in a man. A list of things. He got to be tall. He got to be dark. He got to be handsome. He got to have pretty teeth. He got to be a family man. He got to be financially stable. He got to be rich. He got to be successful. He got to be all these things. And we ain't even have the things on that list. He got to be a family man. You talk to your mama in 6 months, but you want him to be a family man. He got to be financially stable. Your account is in the negative, ma'am. Overdraft fees. He got to have a job. You need to go fill out some applications because you're still unemployed. He got to have pretty teeth. You ain't seen a dentist in 6 years. He got to have a six-pack and be in shape. You can't even walk up a flight of stairs without huffing and puffing. Get your life together. This whole list that he gotta be. You ain't even half the things on that list. So this is what I challenge you to do. So we can manifest love all 2021. Make that list of that perfect dream man that you got in your mind.
There we sit. There you go.
Then, what I did, make a list of the type of woman he would need right by his side. You want him to be in shape? You need to get to the gym. Equally yoked. You want him to be financially stable? Well, you need to start saving. Because you can't keep a dime to your name. Huh? You want him to be a family man? Call your mama. You become a family woman.
Alright, that's all of that. That's what we're talking about today. She broke it down and basically said that women standards are too high. I'm just making sure we got it on our shit so we don't get monetized. She's basically saying that women's standards is too high, which I kind of, I agree with her. I feel like in today's society, standards of a man is too high, and they have these expectations that are not reality or not real. So I'm gonna tell you from my own personal experience what happened to me. So my own personal experience, I realized you got to take the good with the bad. Like you're not gonna get a woman that cook, clean, fucking look like Beyonce. Fucking got a large bank account. Like I had to, and not necessarily lower my standards or anything like that, because that's not what I did at all. But I'm saying like I have to realize how I ain't got my shit together. So what I look like telling another motherfucker what they should have when, like she said, I think I probably got like $7 in my bank account right now. I don't know what the fuck, but what I look like saying a motherfucker gotta have money, or what I look like saying a motherfucker gotta have good credit when I ain't had the best credit. Like, it doesn't make sense, and I understood what she was saying. A lot of people won't understand what she was saying because people's ego are bigger than what they actually are. So a lot of motherfuckers don't even realize what they bring to the table ain't enough to the table. So I feel like like I said, I'm speaking on personal experience. What my goal would be in dating in 2020. With 2021 would be just understanding my standards can't be too high of anyone, because I have to work on myself. And I feel like when you dope enough and you deep enough and you bring the most shit to the table, stop worrying about what another motherfucker got. That's the real root to the problem, is that we too worried about what can you do for me. I'm worried about what I can do for myself and what can you bring to the table with me. And that's what a lot of people, and I understood what she was saying, exactly what she was saying. Who should we go to first? Maxwell, you want to go first?
Sure. I think that for men and women, you have to be realistic about what it is that you have to offer. And me personally, I think if you're working on yourself, then don't pursue a relationship until you have it figured out. So that way, you know, once you have you together, you can go for the partner that you're looking for.
Yeah. That's a little short-winded. That's all you gotta say. we know you shy.
I think that I agree with B. Simone. I think that women sometimes are not realistic about their be real about what you expect from a man, and I think sometimes men kind of get away with it because women always have to have a home. Like, women can't come to a man and say, well,
I agree. I know where you're going with that.
Yeah.
I agree.
I feel like a lot of women, they talk about how they meet a man and he moves in with the girlfriend. But a woman always has to have her own home or she's a bum.
Make sure y'all like and subscribe. Like and share. Share the video. Like and share. Our top fans, y'all know who y'all are. We actually got a new top fan, and I wonder if she in here right now. Shout out to Heather. She's the top fan. I looked at it today. It said that Heather was the top fan from Friday. Make sure y'all like and share. Like and share. And give us your comments. We're going to try to read them all off. We're going to try to understand your opinion on it. Y'all know how the show works. We've been doing it for a while now. And shout out to all of the top fans. It fluctuates. It just depends on how much you rock with us throughout the week and how much you rock with us throughout the show. But make sure y'all like and share. And Maxwell, back to what you were saying before I throw it over to TV. You're exactly right. Like, how can I say a woman better have a place when I know how I felt to be damn near homeless? You know what I'm saying? Like, and people don't realize with life, things change.
Right, exactly.
You can go from having $10,000 in your bank account to having $5 in your bank account. But as long as you're strong enough to hold your side of the fence down, you'll be fine. What's your opinion on the manifestation she was talking about, TV?
I first want to salute the people in the chat: Elijah, Unica, Kareem, Janice, Branielle, Sonny Taylor. What's happening? Salute to y'all. Thanks for coming in. Please like and share. I say it every day on my timeline, which is wholeness and balance. She said it clearly. You want to be the person you expect others to be.
Yeah.
Period. You want to line that up as much as you can. You want to bring that to a balance. You can't expect what you don't offer. Like, you just want them expectations to match out with those characteristics that you have.
And
looks too.
But I think that I'll give my opinion on this. Like, I said it on Facebook the other day, like, jokingly, but like, I have a type. I like women with a big ass. That's my type. Which I don't feel like I should have to substitute that. I'm not being with no motherfucker with a flat ass just because she got good money.
More than enough.
No, but that's the only. I take that back. That's not even the only qualification. But that ain't the only qualification.
But
I'm just saying, like, you ain't got to be the sharpest tool in the shed when it comes to looks. But at least be decent, be pretty. Oh, that's pretty and a fat ass, and I'm good. And I work with you gonna get the job. No, I take that back. I won't do that. But I'm saying I have standards.
Right.
I ain't lowering them. I'm not lowering them.
You gonna pull it out?
No, I ain't gonna pull an LV and be like, I don't give a fuck about. Like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm saying, like, I do care about what you have, but it ain't gonna make the relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know what I want, and I know what I want to accomplish, and I can do that. Like I said, you come to the table with $5. I can show you how to make 10. You know what I'm saying? And that's really what it's about. Right. And I felt like she was saying it perfectly. Like, and granted, she's a little aggressive when she speaks, and she sounds like you bitches be playing. You bitches like.
But she's a comedian. It's entertaining.
Brandy said so. So if they have everything you want, but her ass is flat, you mean to tell me you gonna pass her up?
I promise to God.
Some people are that shallow. I mean, not calling you shallow, but some people like what they like.
That's not shallow. Like, all right, so tell me.
No, it ain't. But I had a friend, a homegirl, and her expectations was not realistic. She wanted a guy that was athletic. She's like, his body gotta be chiseled all up.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
he gotta be endowed. Huh?
Thank you.
That's like, and Lord, before I say this, because my children watch this show. But all I'm saying to you is, if a man, if one of your qualifications is the man has to at least have a certain size. Right, and I hate to talk about this shit, but I'm just being honest.
Let's get into it. So
I'm telling you that you telling me that if he was super small and weird in that area, you're okay with that? If he got the nice car, if he got the nice house, if he got the good job, is that going to outweigh what you feel about him physically?
No. I would say no.
So why would you say to me, shallow, because I said you gotta be cute with a big ass? Listen, I don't give a fuck what the situation is. I've been that way since high school. Like,
you like what you like, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying, to me, when it comes to physical, appearance, like things that can be changed, I think it's a little bit shallow, me personally. But people like what they like.
And shout out to Brandy. Brandy, I'll tell you what, if she got a flat ass and got all that bread, we'll get her ass. That's what we'll get her ass. Because you said that she had a flat ass and had all her All right, go ahead. You good?
Kareem said, which is very true, to keep it simple, situations vary. If each party is cool with said situation, then nobody else's opinion won't even matter, for better or for worse.
True.
So that's the opposite side of this whole thing. You might not need to be balanced up. You might not need to have the, you know what I'm saying? The list. Yeah.
Twin
Your list
Appleton.
might be this small, that person's list might be this big, but if that person
Right.
love your dirty draws, you know what
True.
I'm saying, willing to work with
Let's
you.
get a
it is what it is.
woman's opinion, Maxwell.
Let me
But I
see
think we're
who's
talking
in
more
here.
expectations, though.
Stella. Get Stella. You got Stella?
Stella MG says being equally yoked doesn't always mean having the same things. What you don't have, I got. What I don't have, you got. If we ain't got it, we gonna figure out how to get it. I agree with that.
And I feel
Not
like
all the way
that's-
though.
I feel like that's how relationships work. And what do you mean?
Not
by
all the
that?
time, because sometimes you can meet somebody and you can have more than what they have, and you could be trying to put them in a position to help them, and people don't always want help.
Don't
Some
wanna
people
get
get
there.
intimidated by that,
You're right by
and
that.
they sabotage the relationship. So
Sabotage. Well, why be in a relationship if you're gonna sabotage it?
people don't know. Some people don't know what they need in their life. Like
Right.
a man could meet the perfect woman. People like, oh, she trying to change me. I'm not,
But it depends on what changes she's trying to make in his life.
It does. So if you met a woman and she was trying to put you in, you weren't really financially stable, and she was trying to put you in a position to be financially stable, but you look at it as a form of her trying to control you.
But when you say put you in a position to make you financially stable, see, this is where it's gonna get slippery slope. So when you say put you in a situation to make you more financially stable, is that her putting some bread in his pocket? Is that her getting him a job?
No.
When you say that, are you requesting him to get his own money to be financially stable? Because that's what from what you're saying, how you could take it is,
Right.
or how you could interpret that is, you're saying you need a job. No, help me get a fucking job. That's different.
Right.
Like-
No, what I mean by that is if you met a woman and you told her, hey, my credit is fucked up, or my credit is messed up, sorry. And that woman said, okay, well, let's go talk to a financial advisor. Let's see what we can do to straighten out your credit. I'll pay half and you pay half so we can straighten out your credit.
All right, I have to read this comment off because this is very important to the show, and this means a lot to me as far as what she said. Queenie said, social media destroyed both women and men. And to be honest with you, society is fucked up. Let's be honest with you.
Right.
And I got to speak on a situation later on about my child and her cell phone with social media or whatnot. But you're right. Social media fucked up society because now women and men can interact at the drop of a hat. I remember, like, we had this conversation when LB was on the show.
Right.
I remember when I used to have to look at a woman and be like, God damn, I gotta go. Now I got to present myself to her,
yourself.
and I have to walk up to her at the gas room. How you doing, mom?
Mannerism.
Yeah, like you have to have
Personality,
character. And now it's like dick pic. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. It works both ways though, because I'm telling you, it's women that I have never even thought would just. I got an inbox and it's pussy picture, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Wow.
Like, I don't even know, ma'am. Can I see your face? I don't know what pussy this is. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the?
Right.
But that's what society has came to, because I feel like it made it to where people are not more. They're not personable anymore. And if I'm speaking for myself, and in 2020, I created a bad drinking habit because. Anytime I would hang, even my women friends, and me and the doctor had to everybody know I posted that I have back problems, which I still do. I can't believe I'm able to sit in this fucking chair right now. But I was telling my doctor how I have social anxiety and I can't be around people without drinking. So I'm gonna make it a point to where, like, even on this show, we agreed that, like, no drinking because I can't focus. But it's also because I'm shy and it's hard to have this conversation with you.
So am I.
You know what I'm saying? Or it's hard to have this conversation with you. Or it's hard to have this conversation with 30, 25 people watching. So I had to work on my anxiety. My motherfucker tried to offer me some anxiety pills. And I'm like, I don't need no fucking anxiety. I just need to do better and be more personable and accept the fact that times have changed.
Right.
So that's exactly what old girl was saying, is that social media fucked up personal interaction.
It did.
That's true.
And I feel like it's still prevalent in society today, like right now, she's 100% right, and I felt like right now that was the comment of the day for me. Let's read off a comment. Let's see here. Randall, he said, remember Playboy book show?
I like. Go
No,
ahead.
books now.
Oh,
Remember, Playboy books now is Facebook or Facebook, Instagram.
I like Stella's comment.
what'd she say?
You can't change anyone. You can't even put them in a better position unless they want the same things for themselves. Agreed.
But
Now, this comes with what the whole video is about.
Right.
Expectations. What
Right.
are your expectations? Are you going to meet them expectations before you actually really start dating? See what I'm saying? There's one thing to start dating and accept a whole bunch of bullshit.
Make sure y'all like and share.
It's
Your
not
whole
about
time.
accepting. You
But I
know,
feel like
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you have basically accepted this person how they are, but
True.
at the same time, now you're trying to move them forward. When that person already felt like shit, you should have accepted me as who I am. already.
no, the point of a relationship is growth, to build something. So you don't want to stay
Everybody-
stagnant and just
everybody
meet
don't
somebody
feel
and
like
just
that,
stay
though.
there. Like
Some people do.
you can like that person. Like I like you how you are. I'm not judging you, but let's move this thing forward.
Make sure y'all like and share. Make sure y'all like and
Somebody feel
share.
like they done fell in love. They might feel like this is it. Like she's just supposed to love me for who I am. I'm supposed to love her for who she is. No, you right.
You never
Relationships are
stop
supposed
growing
to
as a
grow.
person, though.
But that's the truth. That's the truth
never
you're
stop
saying. But
growing?
everybody ain't living by the truth.
Did you say you
These
never
people are
stop
living by
growing as a
fantasy.
person?
Yeah.
And
You
agree with
never
that?
do. Right.
Yeah.
Never thought about it like that.
Yeah.
That's why.
Every day is a
Yeah.
you a day older every day. You're never the same person.
That's big.
Eventually, them experiences gonna catch up. So
True.
Okay. Let's see here. We need to read off a comment. Let's see here. That ain't Stella, I guess. Shout out to Stella. Stella, it looked like you working your way up to be the top fan, which would be amazing because I remember I said you should come check our podcast out. It's pretty dope. And she was like, because she asked on Facebook, what podcast is it? I'm like, you ain't checked out the Smartest Dumb People. You need to check us out. We're pretty dope. And all of a sudden,
Right.
she ain't here. She about to be the fucking top fan. Shout out to Stella.
Janice.
What Janice got to say?
Janice said, "We all evolve. It's inevitable."
It is.
And
I agree.
like, you'll be 10 years later with somebody and they be talking about you change. I was supposed to goddamn change. You know what I'm saying? I hope you changed with me a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It shouldn't be.
It ain't always for the
Yeah.
good, though.
Well, the problem is, it's too many options these days, and people run with those options, man.
Definitely.
And I could honestly speak, like I said, I can speak from personal experiences. Like the options that you have available, it makes it to where you like fuck a relationship.
And
or
Brandy
fuck
hit it
this.
on the nose.
What she say?
Brandy said, "Dating their potential, can have you fucked up."
It definitely
Excuse my
can.
language, but yes. it
Thank you,
can.
Brandy. It definitely can.
Yeah.
Queenie Turner says everyone has expectations, yet be understanding and reasonable on those expectations. I can't expect from him what I don't expect from myself. Yet male and female roles are uniquely different, so communicating those things are important from the start. We grown.
I hear you, Queenie. Goddamn it, shit.
Or not.
Boy, you ain't been playing lately, woman.
Queenie.
Salute to the goddess.
Yeah,
She been
yeah.
on it lately. So, yeah, shit. Damn.
Randall
Killed that
Watson.
subject with that.
I want his comment too. I want his comment too, man.
Okay.
Randall say.
Social media is desensitizing us men. We looking at 10 a day, all day. What you coming home to
He said
doesn't
tens a day.
Oh,
Yeah,
tens
he
a
just-
day.
Tens a
Sorry.
day, yeah.
So,
What you coming home to
10
doesn't have a filter. Fucks up relationship if you allow it.
And I felt like, so it did desensitize. If I'm going to speak from, again, this is what the show is about. Us only speaking from personal experiences most of the time. And me personally, when I used to watch porn, I realized it was desensitizing me sexually. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I wasn't able to enjoy my beautiful woman.
Right.
So
Right.
so now I limit myself. I still check it out every now and then, but I limit myself to it. And I also, even with social media, I try not to get like I almost fucking got my pops in trouble. But you know, maybe
your pops out
no,
these
you know how
conversations
they-
before they
you know-
come butt
you know how-
in one
you
day.
know how old people be on fucking Instagram talking, God damn, God damn, she fine. And I'm like, that shit
Little
not,
young thing.
listen, I hate to say it, like, shout out to LB, it's not real. I'm like, dog, that shit is not real. She, like,
True.
and I feel like the world is desensitized
Right.
by, and like I said, if I want to not even really jump topics, I was talking about, we were going to talk about you need to check your kid's phone I have an 11-year-old daughter. Shout out to my baby girl. I love her to death. She in some trouble. Just know that. And it's off of social media. Just her and her friends in group chats and Snapchats and doing. And I couldn't believe that kids actually talk like that. And I feel like they are desensitized and they watch TikToks all day. Corvette, and they all doing. To me, this is twerking. When you do that little dance right there, you still gotta turn to the side and show your ass. That's twerking. It's just like a little weird nut twerk, though. You know what I'm saying? Corvette, whatever. So I feel like social media is desensitizing the human mind. And it comes sexualizing, because my man said this like day one when we started the show. He said they're hyper-sexualizing society. And kids too, and I'm telling you, you have to get to it. You have to get to a mental space to where you want to be happy with one person, and you want to lay with that person every night. And like, I ain't gonna lie, I fell victim of it. I fell victim of not cheating or anything like that, but just feeling like I don't need you. I got other options. Like, that's not the way to think. True. You focus on the person you with, and you love that person for who they are and what they bring to the table. Stop worrying about what this bitch can do for you. Stop worrying about that shit. And like I said, you fall victim of it when you have so much temptation.
Right, exactly. And I think that you can miss out on a good person always looking for the next best thing. So, I think with social media, I see like, you know, when you have mutual friends, you see who likes what on social media, and it's easy for men. Like you said, it kind of takes the fun out of dating anymore, because social media, a man can just hit a chick in her inbox that quick.
I do, and that's another thing what I miss about.
They can sit and look at photos all day of women.
I miss dating. I'm telling you, back in my day, when you got a sexy picture from a woman, that was like, I'm hit that. You know what I'm saying?
That's like just on Facebook or Instagram.
And I don't want to, like, I'm telling you, I will never date a woman like that. I would never date a woman that posts sexy pictures all day or posts pictures on the scene. It's just not my, like how I said about my child, I never thought my child would be Snapchatting people and talking shit and joking and being inappropriate or whatever the case may be. But I still feel that same way about my woman. The only difference between my woman and my daughter is I'm looking at the woman and figuring out what I want from her, and if she's done this or she doesn't. My child is gonna be sneaky regardless. She gonna do her own thing and she gonna be a kid. But I'm saying, like, the woman like controlling the narrative of who I want to be with, I can control that. And I feel like I just never would date nobody that's posting fucking nudes and twerking on. Man, there's so many women that I think is beautiful on Facebook, and then the minute they show a twerk video or they titty out or some shit like that, I probably delete them. I'm lying.
I feel the same way. I had a Facebook friend that sent me a dick pic, but I did not delete him. I just ignored it, and then he, what do you call that? He unsend or whatever they do where they take it back. I don't even know how to do that. Yeah, it's a real thing. I didn't know how to do it, but yeah, he took it was a video. He took it back.
All right, so I think we touched on this subject enough. We got a lot of shit to talk about. Matter of fact, before we jump topics, because we got to talk about Judas and the Black Messiah. That's up next. Yes. But in the meanwhile, we wanted to discuss power saving tips. And these are power saving tips right here. We wanted to discuss that because right now the fucking Omaha area is going crazy over having to go without electricity for an hour. I did it. A nigga like me just slept for that hour. But TV was going to read off a couple of his power saving tips just to help everybody with things you can work on. If y'all really want them to stop fucking shutting the power off, these are tips that you can take. Me, for example, I leave my light on in my bathroom. I leave my stove light on. I don't mind turning it off to save somebody from having their shit cut off for a couple hours or an hour. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you about to read something off?
You want me to?
Yeah, go right ahead if you want to.
All right. It says air dry. Air dry the dishes instead of using your dishwasher drying cycle. Turn it off. Use timers and motion detectors to turn off lights, and be sure to unplug TV entertainment systems when traveling. Use power strips for easy on and off switching, and don't leave your computer and monitor on needlessly. Don't get burned without water. Lower the thermostat on your water heater to 120 degrees Fahrenheit. Water heaters are the second highest source of energy used in the home.
Okay.
Fill it up. Please fill it up.
Feel what?
Wash only full loads of dishes and clothes to minimize the use of the washer and the dryer and the water.
Well, I feel like we gave him a little tip, and that's just this is why we the smartest dumb people. We thought we'd help people out and give them what we felt like.
My power went off earlier. Hey, ain't nobody susceptible to this.
Yeah,
thing,
but
so.
if we all, like I said, we had these people in the chat. If we all,
My
a lot
bill
of
was
us,
sky high.
and a lot of us live in the Omaha area. But if we all was to just at least try it, like humble yourself.
Right.
There's people out there that's homeless. There's people out there that has to deal with this fucking weather. You
Definitely.
sleeping on the couch. You sleeping on the bed. You watching TV all day. Humble yourself. Matter of fact, you say the minute this motherfucking power go out, I'm gonna take me a nap. That's all you like. I did it today. I didn't expect. I came home from the hospital and my power was off. My son was here waiting for me to give me a ride home from the ER, and he said, "Dad, your power off." I said, "It's fine. I'll just go to sleep," because I knew it was only temporary. But that's me humbling myself. Just humble yourself and realize this is just a phase. And the world is fucked up right now. We keep talking about it, but it is. All right, so I'm ready to jump topics. I couldn't wait to talk about this movie. I shouldn't bang on the table because it distorts the voice, but I couldn't wait to talk about this movie. We got a lot to talk about. We're talking about Judas and the Black Messiah. And it's about a guy by the name of William Bill. His name was William Bill. He was an informant for the FBI, and he was working to shut down the Illinois area Black Panthers. And Black Panthers was ran by, who was it? Fred Hampton.
Well,
So-
the Chicago chapter.
The Chicago chapter?
Yeah.
Okay. And
The
he actually,
Chicago chapter was ran by Fred Hampton.
and this is a deep topic because we can take so many angles on this topic. We can talk about how they are literally framing people and putting innocent people in jail for stupid shit. They've been doing it before time. And to watch that movie, dog, it was literally heartbreaking to see how it ended and see how it happened. TV, I felt like you should go first. And I want to say this to everybody.
Mark wants to know who the lovely lady guest is, so go ahead and introduce.
That's Miss
the first
Maxwell.
lady.
Her name is Teresa Maxwell on Facebook. Go ahead and follow her. Give her a follow. She's dope. But anyway, since we're looking at people and we having a deep conversation, my brother, I'm just playing. I want to say that I had to call. This is just the way my mind worked. My dumb ass tried to Google who the fuck Josiah's Judas and the motherfucking
and the Black Messiah.
Because I'm like waiting for them to be like, Messiah, what are you doing? Like, I'm like, is this the Messiah? No, so Tori had to break it down. I want Tori to break it down so people can understand what Judas and the Black Messiah was. I thought that was dope because you helped me. I really was Googling these niggas thinking they was going to pop up in my phone. And you broke it down and what it actually meant, the movie.
All right, well, what it is as far as us as black folks, the people of the world know that we're known to produce messiahs. So you have the CIA, FBI that had an agenda for the last probably 90 plus years to prevent us from naturally producing our own natural messiah, and that they would influence that because they knew one would always present themselves. So it's always going to be one that's born to lead. So what this is going back to is the oldest story that we know, which is Jesus, which was a Messiah. And Jesus being the Messiah, Judas was actually the guy that set Jesus up, was a traitor towards him and basically set him up to get captured by the Romans, and he was paid 30 pieces of silver for that deed. And that's what led to the crucifixion of Jesus. So he's the Judas is the prototype of the traitor, infiltrator, the person that turns his back on the movement. Pretty much.
I appreciate that because I sure was Googling who the fuck Judas was in the movie. And I could not. It never gave it.
William O'Neill.
Yeah, but it never explained that. It just kept. And I'm like, where's the fucking Judas in the movie? And I was explaining to my daughter, like, look, Stick, I think that's Judas. Let me look at it. And it was like William. I'm like, William, that's motherfucking Judas.
So William is the Judas, and Fred Hampton is the Messiah.
Okay.
To give you a little bit of what a Messiah might actually look like, Fred Hampton is a perfect example, and for them to actually name this movie this specific title. Like some people, they read these books and they got these fantasies of what they think a human being really is. But Fred Hampton, you can sit there and read exactly who he was. Young age, very smart, very creative, very brave. He knew the law.
Somebody said the name of the movie. The name of the movie was Judas and the Black Messiah. God damn it, I had a graphic of it too, and I did.
Yeah.
So what? Maxwell watched it. We all watched it. We all watched it so we could have understanding of what was happening. Tori already, I knew Tori already fucking read probably 10 books on the shit. So, but what's your opinion on it, Maxwell?
The movie was very intense. It was a lot in the movie that stood out to me. Definitely what he stood for as a Black Panther, the things that he did within the community. And I was surprised to see in the movie that he got whites and Puerto Ricans together.
I was going to mention that.
Yes, he got whites and Puerto Ricans together. He pointed out that basically with the police, that their children, they had the same education. They were all living in poverty. So he was like, why are we against each other?
Right.
We're all living in the same shitty conditions.
He had a dope narrative to get the other nations to join.
Right.
Well, it was actually black power, brown power, white power, red power, yellow power. It's telling every people to get with themselves and uplift themselves.
Right.
But
so it wasn't a mixed movement.
But a lot of people don't know Black Panthers had other nations in Black Panthers because
I honestly thought it was all black folks.
You had like the White Panthers and the yellow. He was divvying out these suggestions to these other groups to have their own power, and so they had their own little logos and stuff like that. But it wasn't nothing like the movement.
In a way, they were anti-police because you know how they started out was to protect their neighborhoods and to protect the blacks.
But let's not get it wrong. He was for black power.
Definitely.
He was for us getting ourselves together. And they can do their thing over there and they can do their thing, but we ain't got.
When he walked in that church with the Confederate flag though and broke it down like that, that shit touched my soul.
It did.
And then I want to say this. I watched the movie with my daughter and I was just like, it was a part and I was just like, his wife, his girlfriend he wound up being with. I was just like, and she looked at normal.
Oh, you gonna take it away? Yes, go ahead.
All right, she looked at normal, and I just looked at her when him was having a deep conversation. I was like, God damn, she beautiful, dog. Yeah. I'm talking about she had afro, natural hair, big lips, big nose, nice chubby cheeks, and I said to my not a fucking lick of makeup on. She had like everything about her features. I had to catch myself and said, damn, I forget this. Like I forget this because so many people are dolled up these days. But when you see that natural beauty, like dog, I said it.
I know exactly what scene you're talking about when they were sitting in the room talking, and what stood out to me is when she read the poem to him. When she listened to him speak, and I don't want to get the words wrong, but what he said was, I live for the people, so I'm going to die for the people. Right. And she stood there and she listened to him with that speech, and she started crying, and she held her stomach because she was pregnant at the time. And so when she read that poem to him, she did not regret getting pregnant, but in part of the poem, she says something about how women love and nurture a man and a child, and then we send them out into the world to basically be slaughtered. To me, that was very heavy, and I don't think she regret, having her child, but she was scared. Like, I feel like I'm going to have to raise my child alone, but I know that it's for a good cause.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It was that type of situation.
Yeah.
Couldn't really get away from it. You gotta send your sons and your husbands out here when you at war.
Yeah.
And you getting beat down. Like it's no way around it, or you're gonna become enslaved.
All right, so I feel like we touched on that. We had one more topic that we wanted to discuss, and it was about false imprisonment. It was about people that are being locked in these systems that are innocent. For example, I really want to speak on Meek Mill's situation and Khalif Browder's situation, because a lot of people don't know these stories.
Yes,
and
this is Queenie. Yes, it is.
Make sure y'all like and share, by the way. And shout out to everybody here.
Please like and share.
And y'all, I want y'all comments too. So with the Meek Mill documentary, which I just finished watching, I didn't realize this man was being persecuted like that by a fucking black judge, and then like she was doing a lot of dirty shit. She asked him to fucking, this is how fucking corrupt the system is. She asked this man to make a remix on New Edition song or some shit like that, or a Boyz II Men song, and I'm just like, that's determining this man's future. He basically, what he was saying is that she was asking for a favor to determine his future. You know what I mean? And it's sad because the judicial system is so fucked up that he shouldn't even been on probation for 11 years 10 years anyway for a crime that they couldn't even justify that he committed. They were saying that he pointed a gun at the cop or whatever the case. But this is why I'm explaining this. This happens every day, even though this man had a gun on him. This happens every day in society where they will lock a motherfucker up that's completely innocent. You know what I'm saying? And then you got people like Kalief Browder. You know the Kalief Browder story?
Go ahead and tell it.
All right, so the Kalief Browder story is he was a teenager walking home from high school, and the police pulled him over and said they stopped him in traffic and said that he stole somebody's book bag. This guy was actually not even from this country. He like lived in Mexico or some shit like that.
Yeah.
So they said that they picked him out as one of the people that stole his book bag. We talking about a fucking book bag here. And if you haven't seen the Kalief Browder story, I've been suggesting everybody to watch it, because I'm telling you, if that story don't change your life and humble you as a person and realize that any moment your life could change, just like somebody that dies randomly or just somebody that's murdered randomly, it's no different with prison. You can be locked up one day and be innocent and your whole life could change. And that's what happened to Kalief Browder. So basically he was like 17 years old and he was walking home. Somebody said he stole his book bag. They put him in jail. They put him in jail. He said he thought he would be out because he knew he didn't do it. And the boy wound up staying in jail for damn near 3 years. And he got sentenced to, they didn't never sentence him. What happened was they kept pushing his dates back. And then eventually the judge said, all you have to do is admit you committed this crime. We will let you out today. Well, I ain't gonna lie, it's low-key his fault, but it's not. It's a slippery slope, though. What do you think? What would you do if the judge say to you...
He said not guilty?
Yes.
Because he wasn't guilty.
I
Right?
agree.
So it ain't no slippery slope. But here we go again.
Having to
We
surrender.
still have that to this day. It's called a plea bargain.
We're in a
Yeah,
system
it's
that's
definitely called a
against
plea.
us, and that's what I'm saying. You playing off your innocence.
Because it's like
You
you're
about to
screwed
take
either
this-
way.
You about to take this goddamn charge for no reason, for something you totally didn't do.
And you know what's crazy is I experienced something like this a couple years ago, a year and a half ago. Me and my wife got in a fight, and the police was called. They said, we got to take one of y'all to jail. They took me to jail. I spent 3 days in jail, right? And then they said, in order for me to get out, my wife needed to sign an affidavit saying I never put my hands on her, blah, 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 blah. We did that. Then, this is how scary this is how scary the court system is, and this is what made her realize I should never put him in that situation again. So what happened was I watched her go up to the fucking prosecutor and say, my husband never touched me, he never put his hands on me, I'm not scared. They had I had a fucking protection order. She couldn't come, they made all of these things. I was restricted to basically be with my wife. So then she walked up to the prosecutor because they said they wanted to talk to her personally. And I watched her tell this white lady, and then, keep this in mind, this is a white lady she's talking to. I watched her say, my husband never put his hands on me. My husband didn't touch me. I'm not scared of my husband. I miss my husband. Me and my kids need my husband. He provides for our home. We doing him back home.
But she put you in there.
She called the cops.
Oh, well, she called the cops.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay. All
But
right.
let me tell you what happened.
Don't act like it's all.
It's all, yeah. But I'm saying
don't paint it a certain way.
That's what I'm saying. I said she
gave you
learned
the
from that.
opportunity to do what the fuck they wanted
and
to
she
do, right?
learned.
And they did what the fuck. But go ahead.
So after she tells the prosecutor this, the prosecutor walks up to the judges. I'm sitting there with the judge, and I'm like, the prosecutor just talked to my wife. Everything gonna be cool. The prosecutor gonna say to the judge, Your Honor, I think she's scared of him, and we need to put her protect. I said. I was looking at her like, what the fuck just happened? How you gonna determine what me and my wife is going through?
Because you already in there, and it's a bond on that. That's what I'm, man. You can't get away from talking about law. And I know people like, here you go, talking about this law. I don't want to read it. It's a bond. The judge and the prosecutor are about to get paid, and you think you about to just waltz in there after you done put yourself in their cage, and she just about to come in there and say, you know what? I was lying. You know what I'm saying? Drop all charges, so they got to drop them bonds. No, they already tied into them bonds. That's why you even get bailed or bonded. Because there's big money on this damn case, and the prosecutor and the judge about to eat.
Well, I just feel like if you're a prosecutor,
you feel like good and I didn't do it. It should go like this. No, you're in an unfair system. It ain't no way around it, bro.
But
ain't no morality to it. Yeah, she went up and did, because that's not what it's built on.
But so you
once you
me,
come into contact with the police, the judges, the prosecutors, they are always going to be on the other side of it.
You don't read the law, so you think it's about right and wrong.
It's going to cost you either way to get out of it.
Your brother said, "Hey, Anthony in here." Shout out Anthony.
Hey, bro.
But yeah, I'm saying that happened. I'm just giving an example because we was talking about Khalif and Meek Mill, and I was giving an example. I was specific. Thank God, I wind up. What really happened was I was like, "Fuck this shit. I'm going to get a lawyer," and I went and paid a lawyer. Right away, I said, "Listen,
that's still a slippery slope."
Yeah, but he went. Right, but this is where it gets even crazier. He went right over to the prosecutor's office that day after I told him the story. He broke it down to him. He said, "I'll be right." Again, he's still two white people exchanging my money. I went up to the lawyer. He said, "All right, I'll go talk to the prosecutor." He called me and said, "Look, man, they're gonna drop the charges down to
You ain't shout out your peoples. You ain't shout out your people.
She did.
Oh,
yeah, she said his name Anthony.
Okay.
But they said we're gonna drop it down to a protection order. I swear to God, bro, that's still to this day that protection. I mean, the disturbing the peace. That shit.
It's on your record,
and you can't get a job behind that shit.
That's when she said plea bargain. You don't want the plea bargain. If I didn't do absolutely nothing,
I agree.
That's why you said it's a slippery slope, but it is a slippery slope because it ain't fucking fair.
It ain't fair at all.
So this even goes back to why this shit with Fred Hampton and the Judas and the Black Messiah is all fucked up, because all this time we've been trying to fight for our goddamn rights. Those are rights, like going to jail and getting due process and real justice.
It's just like in the movie, they knew what they were going to do regardless.
That's not justice. This is what the fuck we've been fighting for. That's why it's fucked up that somebody like William O'Neal as Judas, as an infiltrator. See, it's always our people that fucking fuck us over.
Yeah.
Just like, look, let's put it like this. It's always our people not thinking shit through. Like,
with Fred Hampton,
if your wife was thinking, you wouldn't have been in that goddamn situation, right?
Yeah.
See, we'd shoot ourselves in the foot. Then put yourself in the possession of the enemy, and then expect the enemy to be fucking moral. Like, it don't make sense. And we gotta start talking about this. We can't have it on the back end all the time. The judge did this bullshit. No, they about to get paid. They did the exact right thing for their family.
And now what they do, in Omaha, when they come out in a domestic situation, somebody has to go regardless. They don't care who. But somebody got to go to jail.
That's what they said to me. And I'm like,
that is a law now.
I'm like, look, man, I'll walk right, motherfucker.
Them two big charges, man. You hear me?
Man.
They don't care. Somebody has to go.
And putting the hands on a woman, man. That big bond money.
What I was told is that they changed that law because if they come to a domestic disturbance and one of y'all hurt each other, they're responsible for that, for leaving y'all there like that, for that to happen.
That's that insurance bond.
Yeah, so now when they come out, somebody has to go to jail. Yeah, unfortunately.
The surety bond, man.
All right, so was we gonna talk about? Should you check your kid's phone? Should we discuss?
Yeah, definitely.
Right, so like again, I got an 11-year-old daughter, and recently it wasn't too crazy. I mean, you know, that's personal between me and my baby girl. But what it taught me, was
hold on your ass too, boy.
What it taught me though is I have to start checking her phone point blank period. And I'm telling, and like I was saying this to somebody the other day, it's embarrassing to start off that way. So we can even mention T.I. Remember T.I.'s daughter said she was embarrassed. Yeah. He went and told social media he goes and get her checked with the pap smear.
Yeah.
She's embarrassed by that. It's too far to expose that.
No, it's too far. Period.
I say, like with my 11-year-old daughter.
You don't think it's too far for a man to take his daughter to the doctor to figure out if she's having sex?
Listen. What happens is you gotta keep this in mind. You're not a man, so you don't give a fuck. Yeah, and that's cool. That's why your opinion, being the third wheel on here,
I guess. Man to know how men operate.
No, but I guess
pull your daughter up off her feet, so you gotta be on some real protective, like
but to
knowing
me,
that these kids will lie.
I can see a mother taking her daughter, to the doctor, but I don't. Oh, that's.
Baby. It ain't like you ain't gonna get one of these days anyway. It ain't like you new to this.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, I'm speaking on the T.I. situation because I'm also speaking on. Like my daughter used to. When I sit and digest, like I would be snapping her with her phone, taking a picture, and then a text message come through. She'll like grab her phone,
snatch it real quick.
What I mean? And I'll be like, if that was my woman, I'll be like, I wanted to give my daughter that personal space because, and what I learned from this situation is, I said it like this: I'm gonna trust you until you give me a reason not to, and that's what happened. So I feel like I did my due diligence right. I did right.
And from the beginning, and this is where we mess up as parents, we automatically give them that trust. These kids is growing up; they supposed to earn that trust.
Yes.
From the time they 2 years old. But we might not, too busy.
I just felt like she was too smart,
busy playing around and trying to play friend and shit. And next thing you know, now you goddamn earn their trust. To tell you the truth.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. And like I said, I felt like I failed because. But again, you said earn your trust.
Like Kevin said, my bill, my phone, goddamn it, that too. That's my goddamn phone.
Yeah, but what
are you talking about?
And again,
I'm checking your phone. I'm checking my phone.
Well, I didn't want to be a bulldog as a parent. Shout out to LB.
Right.
I didn't want to be a bulldog
not
parent.
being a bulldog as a parent got consequences.
Yes, it do. Yes, it do. I learned a lot by that. So, but all right, I want to get some of these comments, y'all.
Yeah, get them in.
Let's see here. You said strict parents create rebellious children. That's true. And that's what I'm saying. Like, my daughter was so smart and so bright and so polite and so nice and so all of these fucking beautiful things. But after seeing those texts, I said, I think I might take my daughter to church, and I don't even fucking believe in church. I swear, I was like, maybe I need to get her in some fucking church or some shit because like. I was like, I wanted to mention this too. It was just the way the kids talk to each other. They just like cuss each other out type shit, right? And then these kids, and I said this to my son.
Cussed as kids though?
No, not like this though.
It was more than that. Hey, don't let him lighten it up for y'all. Hey, that was some shit.
I said this to my son.
Be talking about.
Yeah, and I said this to my son years ago. I watched him and his cousins play the game online, and then we call each other like, come on, faggot! Damn, you so weak, nigga. You slow, nigga. Like, to me, that's not friends. Like, so what these kids are doing now, they belittle each other. They belittle each other to the point where they become depressed, have anxiety.
You said you ain't went through that before?
I've been bullied, but not by my own homeboys.
You ain't been bullied by your own homeboys? Where you must have some.
Only one. I had Mike.
You must have some good homies.
Mike Mitchell, but he looked like Mike Tyson. That nigga looked like Mike Tyson. We was like 10 years old. This nigga was walking around looking like Mike Tyson with the fucking one silver tooth in his mouth. Yeah,
that's how you became homies in my neighborhood.
Mike Tyson silver tooth.
You had to figure out what the pecking order was. Like,
but all right, so
really had to start respecting a couple niggas. But hey, there was still always one tagging around that was getting bullied the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Hey.
Dawi Sadiq said kids are wimps.
Well, I don't know, man. These kids are nuts. I tell you this, these kids are nuts. I didn't think like that at 11.
Entertainment, social media.
Brenda Watson says
music,
the law has changed. In my day, you get that ass beat. These days, kids will call 911 on your ass.
We really whoop our kids.
Yeah,
and
we don't be friendly all the time, though. Huh? You said freely?
Yeah.
No, I said freely whoop our kids to where we have the right to literally spank our child, which I don't give a fuck. I'll whoop your ass and go to jail. And my daughter never gave me a reason to whoop or anything like that. I'm not saying. I'm saying like in society.
Queenie, say it again. I wish she could say it herself.
Let's see what she says.
She says there's a difference between being strict and being exasperating as a parent. Some of y'all too loose with your kids, and that is also why they are rebellious.
Damn, the opposite side of it. So you could be strong, but if you strong, you actually know what's going on. You paying attention. If you too loose, man, I want to say this. It could be a surprise that pop up that could devastate your whole life.
My parents used to whoop my ass, so I just
me too.
I just that too, but I think
used to get the ass whooped right here,
right here.
I just always, and again, I said, what happens when you try to be a better parent than your parents was to you, or you have some trauma going on? What happens is you overcompensate and you fuck up. I'm fucking up. Players fuck up too, and that's what happens. So in that situation, I fucked up with my daughter. I should have, like Nas said, I should have. No, I can't say that because when Nas was talking about he should have drove more times to school, I did all that shit, and I just instilled this trust in her.
Hey, it is what it is. It's called life. How you deal with it moving forward. Yeah, and that's why I say you get to a point to where you like, damn, it ain't gonna help to whoop them or come more. I just got to start talking to this young being and letting them know everything I know everything I possibly know that this could be.
That's how
one of
my
your
dad was
roadblocks.
when I was coming up. You
You
know,
have to.
my dad was about action. That was
Your
it.
dad look mean as shit though. I ain't
No,
gonna
my dad
Your
is
dad
not.
was tough.
My dad is not mean, but you don't want to piss him off. I'll say
Did
that.
you get whoopings?
Barely, not from my dad. I would say that my
So I only
mom.
whooped my
Who got
brother
whooped the most, Bunny?
You know
Bunny
what?
look bad as hell.
Come to think of it, none of us really like. My mom would whoop ass. She ain't play that. But my dad, you know, he wasn't, you know, big on whooping. Just the sound of his voice, he'd be like, "Sit down." I'd be like, "Dad ain't playing today."
Yeah, I like
Sit your ass
your mom. Your mom
downstairs.
dope. I ain't gonna lie. Way I see
Yeah,
her
but
instruct them
she's a
kids,
big disciplinarian. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
but she loves
And the crazy
kids.
part is, you have, like, say you got like 3 kids, you really have to. You're kind of stuck to a program of trying to raise them all the same.
And it's
But
not
really,
gonna
you're
work.
not
Yeah.
supposed
So
to.
3 kids with 3 different parents.
They
That
don't even
matters
have 3
too.
different parents. They already got 3 different zodiacs unless they was twins and they was born on the same day. So when you're dealing with 3 different zodiac characteristics, you have to approach them different. And sometimes
Definitely.
you can be there and goddamn kid, and 2 of them get it, and the one
Yep.
they rebel, or you
Yep.
get the 3 and you light on them.
I don't even know
but
what
it's
my
the
fucking
one that
daughter's
needed
sign.
his
I don't know
ass
what my
whooped.
daughter's sign is. She was born in
You need to figure
September.
it out. But it's cool because she's
September
just now coming into it though. You know what I'm saying?
Virgo.
When kids,
I
everybody, they
think
just
Virgo.
kids. We
What's
all
a
mess
Virgo?
around.
I
But
think
Y'all both know
Virgo.
my signs. What's a Virgo?
I think she's a Virgo.
a Virgo is an earth sign. That means they got deep feelings.
What she do?
You don't want to cross them, but they kill you. They kill that.
Yeah, I think she's a Virgo.
It'd be motherfucking war.
they-
Shoot at me, so she kill me.
See, because my dad is a Taurus,
Yeah,
and
but-
Taurus are stubborn as hell. So with my dad, he was about action, like I said. But when you fucked up, when you messed up, you messed up. That was
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So if it was to me, I was like, damn, I'd rather just get a whooping so I can get up and go play. But with my dad, no, go to your room, and that meant all day. I'll be like, damn, breakfast, lunch, and dinner went by, and I'm still in my room. Like, I ain't messing up no more.
Randall said, "Be accountable for your kids," and I really
Yeah.
want you to, if you can, because we got like 5 more minutes anyway, Randall. But if you can specifically, what do you mean? Be accountable for your kids, like.
Drop it on us.
Yeah, drop it on us and explain what do you mean. And Stella, she said you can't raise kids the same. Different kids, different actions, different consequences.
Some
Yeah.
kids are more sensitive
Already.
than others, and I
Right.
know, you know, with my stepchildren
Where the
that
fuck is your mom at? Where the fuck is your mom?
I know with my
Silly.
stepchildren, I didn't understand what like my stepdaughter with her dad meant, but he was like, I don't want to press on her too much because she's sensitive. She's a girl, and I'm like, what do you mean? Like her
Tell me
her
about it.
attitude is off the
Tell me
chain. What you
about it.
mean press on her? She
I got 3 women. Boy, I damn near ran my kids off coming down on them too
You
hard.
don't got no sons,
They was
right?
on a straight protest against dad for a minute. They
You
was
don't got
all
no
together.
sons, do you?
All 3 girls.
So you're gonna get hit even worse
Don't
emotionally.
put that on me, man.
Even,
Look,
no, I'm saying
that's some
emotionally.
bullshit I don't like. You know what I'm saying? Like they've been cursing us like this from day one, man. Look, I got all 3 girls. They good children. I didn't have my bumps like everybody else. They ain't no worse. They 17, 19, and 23. So I already done went past. You know what I'm saying? So much. I mean, I still got a lot to deal
We
with.
need to talk about our. Shout out to our clothing line. Y'all see it. What it say? Dear racism, I am not my grandparents. Sincerely, these hands. You
Yes.
can actually get these shirts for $20. Shout out to everybody that's been in the party today. Shout out to everybody that comment. I don't know why. I guarantee you by by tomorrow, Stella will be the top fan. She been in here killing shit,
Yes,
sharing
yes,
shit,
yes.
Definitely.
liking shit.
What's up, High C?
Shout out to Janice. Shout out to Sis. We ready to tap out. My back hurt, y'all. I'm fucked up. I'm about to take some Tory Help tea.
Hold on, I wanna end off
yeah.
with this right here.
Yeah,
though.
do it.
Back to the Judas
Okay.
thing. Because I don't want to pass this up. Man, this whole point of this whole thing, like I said, we'll get here and we'll be talking about what these goddamn police is doing. We get to talking about white people doing this and that. But every time we have failed in history, it's been because of one of us, an infiltrator, a goddamn scumbag that sells out for the money every time. So if we want to unify at some point, in which we do, because I know y'all see a bunch of crazy shit going on in the world right now, and especially with this political scene, these stimulus checks, the economy collapsing. Like, don't stick your head in the sand and just think when you come up it's gonna be sunny days. Like, it's really time to prepare right now. We need to unify, and so just think about being moral. You know what I'm saying? Don't let money be your gauge to everything. Because
Definitely.
if you don't have no unification, we're gonna be in fucking trouble. And everybody sees this shit coming. So I don't want to act like I'm not the one that had this conversation, because y'all know I filled my whole timeline up with this shit. So let's just think and be considerate of each other. Let's think about each other right now. Prepare for what we need to do. Talk about it. Spread the word. You know what I'm saying? Like this shit right here. Like this man right here, Fred Hampton. He was
dope.
He was They didn't call him the Messiah. They ain't called none of these motherfuckers Messiah. Malcolm X, none of them. They called this man a Messiah. Like he was putting in the work. Like he was feeding
And he was
children.
so young, 21.
And he was super young. That's what lets you know how
21.
wise
Right.
he was. So
Say how he
it's a very
died.
important, huh?
We didn't even say how he died.
He was assassinated by the
Oh, yeah.
police.
He was assassinated in his sleep
Yeah.
while his pregnant wife watched him murdered. And they set him up. The feds themselves set him up. It was police officers that ran in there. They shot 99 bullets. Not one bullet came from any black person in that home.
Right.
And a couple of those black people actually was charged with attempted murder on police officers, which neither one of them black people in the home even attempted to shoot. And like I said, to top it off, they went in Fred Hampton's room and murdered this man in front of his pregnant wife. And he was the Messiah. He was gifted. This man was only 21 years old. He had a lot of potential to be great.
Years later, the family also filed a lawsuit against the Chicago Police Department and the FBI for $47.7 million. They only got $1.85 million.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, it was
But
deep,
all
man.
this happened because this scumbag William O'Neal, this damn infiltrator,
Which
wanna
later
be
committed
CIA.
suicide.
That's what they said, but I don't believe that shit right there. I ain't even gonna lie, not to just, you know what I mean? Because they'll throw that twist on that.
I want to get
I
LB's, LB's comment in. He said a black man set him up for money, and I seen LB say that on Facebook. And I mean,
that's why they call it Judas. He set up Jesus for 30 pieces of silver.
All right, so I got a question. While we only got like a minute and a half left.
Sure.
But somebody tell me this: the William Bill. Do y'all actually believe he committed suicide? I don't. I think he was murdered by the feds.
I don't even think he was murdered. It might be in another country somewhere kicking it.
Oh, okay. So
I mean, that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like they reward you. Sometimes they reward or sometimes
everybody keeps
kill
saying
you off.
that he committed suicide.
I think he did out of guilt.
That's we don't.
I
know.
do.
I'm
That's-
not killing myself.
Because it was-
sense.
fucked over a nigga.
Yeah, you was already fucked the nigga over. So don't let
It
me
was
fell
on
in love with
the
this
it was
nigga
on
and
the
all
day
this.
that the documentary was released. So whatever he said to them, they wasn't gonna be able to
Yeah.
stop, that from coming
Like-
out.
like
so I don't
they
think
said
they
that
killed him
man-
to silence
they paid
him. I
that
think he
man-
killed
They
himself.
paid that man $300 and gave him a gas station. He took it. So I don't see him later on. The actions just don't add up for what they trying to say. And then I'm watching the documentary. It wasn't like he was on there crying about that shit. That's what really made me say you could tell he kind of felt bad.
But he didn't give a
But
fuck.
nigga, if you
He was a savage.
this and
He was a
man,
savage.
he a savage. I promise.
All right, so that's actually the end of the show, man. Shout out to all of Smartest Dumb People fans, man. We appreciate y'all so much. This video will be posted on YouTube. Make sure y'all go like and subscribe and share on YouTube. It's the Smartest Dumb People 23. This will be taped. I mean, this was previously taped. It will be on YouTube right after this. Shout out to everybody in here. Mr. Shabazz himself, Maxwell, the First Lady, Anthony that dude
Love
Johnson.
y'all.
Y'all have a
Salute.
great night. Salute.